Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming with yours truly, iOctane. So today we look at our possible deck combination, and I've got two possible combinations for yourselves. So the first combination is for the people who've got the Dragon deck from the last Slay event. It's got the killer skill for this event, so you can use it to actually compete in the event. People who are in Legend League or wherever, like myself, you can use this deck to complete the collection, but I'm not really sure it will actually enable you to finish quite high in the solo leaderboard. You might be able to avoid relegation, but it's not going to be powerful enough to get you the trophies that you need to stay in the Legend League, because currently in the Legend League, most people in the Legend League actually pay to play, so they will have the deck and they will be performing quite well. So it's gonna be very difficult. So personally for myself, I'm just trying to complete the collection. I'll take the relegation and go back down to Emperor League, because Emperor League is, I think it's one of the best league in regards to free to play players, and I really enjoy playing in the Emperor League. I just take the opportunity whenever I've got a good deck to go up to Legend League, because I like being in the Legend League. The next deck I've got for you is the one that I kept going on about yesterday. 3 support cards with 2 cards that can deal quite a bit of damage. So the 2 cards that I've got alongside the 3 support cards that can deal quite a bit of damage is 2 Master Collection card. One from a past event, which is Aswang. This one came out last year when they introduced the new leadership skill. And this was one of the first cards that could be upgraded to an ultimate form. At the time when it came out, 3.0 wasn't launched, so you weren't able to upgrade this one to an ultimate form, but it can be upgraded to an ultimate form. And as I said, if you've got this card and you're gonna upgrade it to ultimate form, you need to contact support to get the souls for it. The next card that I've got is Master Collection card for the current event, which is Sheena. She will deal quite a bit of damage because it's her event and she is the Master Collection card after all. She will generate quite a few Power Gem 4s. She generate 6 Power Gem 4, sorry, while Oswang will generate 10 Power Gem 4s when you get up to 300 commander skill point. He does have a 6-turn cooldown, and his battle skill is only available after that 6-turn cooldown. But because we're actually running a Grail deck, well, this one isn't Grail, it's called Showtime, but the mechanics I call Grail, the Grail Mechanics, so I just say Grail deck. So we're running the Grail Mechanics. The Grail Mechanics does take a while to get up to its maximum stack. This one is 20 stack. It will take me approximately 8 turns to get up to 20 stack. And then it will take me 4 turns for that to expire. So Aswang is in his element. There's a lot of cooldown time. So the deck does take a bit of playing, but it's quite powerful. Not extremely, but it's quite powerful and it's quite effective. So what we're going to do to demonstrate the Grail Mechanics, we're going to use one key and we're going to go up against one of the guild bosses. And for those of you who have played the Grail Mechanics before, this doesn't really need any explanation. But for those of you who it's the first time seeing the Grail Mechanics, what you need to do is activate your 3 support cards, and that will get your Showtime going. Your Showtime is this on the left. So your Showtime will heal you while it's active, and every 2 turns when you activate your support cards, it will refresh the duration. So the duration is the time it takes to expire, which is the 4. The 12 is the stack, the 4 is the duration. So each time we activate our support cards, the duration will go from what it is. Currently it's 3, it's going to go down to 2. When we activate it again, you see the duration has refreshed itself back to 4, and the stacks have gone up to 18. So at this point, we can do one of two things. We can actually wait until our support cards battle skill is ready again and get it up to 20, or we can just allow it to expire. In this case, I'm going to allow it to expire because I don't really need extra 2 Power Gem 4s. So there you go, that's 18 Power Gem 4s, and I just activate from right to left. And I've got a full board of Power Gem 4s. Because every single card on the board is creating Power Gem 4s. So that's the damage output. So that deck is... It takes a while to get up to... the point where you can fill your board with Power Gem 4s. But you get to it quite quickly using 3 support cards. 4 support cards is absolutely marvelous, because then I could just use the Master Collection card with 4 support cards, and I would get up to my maximum quite quickly. But I haven't got 4 support cards, so you have to use what you have to get what you want. As I said, 3 support cards would be best. 2 is the minimum. 1 is relatively boring. For new players as well, what I just done, I just tagged the secret boss. You don't want to attack the secret boss, because when you attack the secret boss, it becomes more powerful. So you just tag the secret boss, and most guild have got a cutoff point where somebody will be nominated to kill the secret boss. In my guild, we wait until it gets down to 5 minutes, then somebody will nominate a person to kill the secret boss. But if nobody has killed the secret boss and it gets down to 4 minutes, anybody who is online can just kill the secret boss. We do guild frenzy as well. So at some point during the event, everybody will start tagging and killing the guild bosses to get our guild points up quite a bit. So I haven't been playing a lot because I've been on night shift, but I have got one of my boss up to 260. The next one is just 129. We'll get that one. Try and get both bosses up to prestige. I'm taking it up to prestige 1 this time around, not going up to prestige 8 or 9 like I usually do. So we're gonna look at the next deck. So this is my Slayer deck. It will work, and it will work quite well. It's quick, it's powerful, and it is effective. So I just pop my deck, and I'm gonna activate from right to left. So as you can see, one of my Master Collection card isn't available, and I've been hit by Toxin. So as you can see, most of my cards will not activate. So I need a card on the deck that can actually dispel Toxin. So I didn't think about it before I put together the deck, but what I have to do is get rid of one of these cards, and then I have to find a card that actually dispels Toxin. So counter Toxin. These are the cards that I've got as Slayer that can dispel Toxin. Or what I can do is widen my search, and these are commander cards that dispel Toxin. One of the cards that I will choose is a Warden. The Warden doesn't do as much damage when it's on your deck, but its dispel rate is very, very high. So its dispel rate is Toxin 9. So 9 out of 10 times it will dispel Toxin. Plus the Mouse King does produces 4 Power Gem 4s as well, which makes it quite a useful card in the way of dispelling and producing power gems. So we'll go again. And we'll see how we get on. So the deck now becomes a 4-card deck because wardens haven't got any place in. So we're gonna do 2 turns to get our skill points up above 50, and we're gonna activate again from right to left. There you go, full board of power gems. And the damage output is not fabulous, but as I said, it will enable you to complete the collection. So the deck has got a 4-turn cooldown for most of the cards. The rest of the cards are 5 and 6-turn cooldown. So we're not gonna wait on the Mouse King. Mouse King has got a 6-turn cooldown. And there we go. This should kill the boss. So as I said, it's powerful enough to complete the collection, but it's not powerful enough to actually compete in the solo leaderboard in the Legend League. Probably you'd do much better in the Emperor League, but in the Legend League, that's not gonna work. Not gonna happen. Never gonna happen. So what we're gonna do, we are going to go up against one of the solo bosses and see how this deck actually performs against a card that it's got the kill, against a boss that it's got the killer skill against. So when this deck comes into its own, it's against the solo bosses and ultra kill bosses, overkill bosses, because it will have the killer skill against these bosses. So as you can see, it does do rather well against bosses that it's got the killer skill against. And when I'm fighting against those bosses, as you can see, I don't really need to dispel toxin, so then I don't need the Mouse King really. So I'll get rid of the Mouse King and I'll just put back my second Master Collection card, and this will give me additional power against the bosses. So I only need to dispel toxin when I'm going up against the guild boss. If I'm not going up against the guild boss, I won't need to dispel toxin. So these bosses are running armor. This one is running armor, but the thing with armor is that you can just play through the turns. It takes 5 turns before armor actually goes away. So you can play through the five turns. When armor goes away, then you just attack. You don't really need to dispel armor really. Armor is not really a bad buff, so you don't need to dispel armor. So this one is running armor. You don't need to dispel that one. Just go through the turns. And this one is running alacrity. Now alacrity actually affect turn delay cards. We haven't got any cards on this particular deck that does turn delay, and we don't really need to use a turn delay card anyway. So alacrity is one of the ones that you really and truly don't need to dispel. You only need to dispel alacrity in guild versus guild when you're using a turn delay card, and a lot of the time you've got relentless alacrity, which is very difficult to dispel, so it's best to avoid getting hit by it. Anyway, that's the combinations that I've got for you today. Just make sure that you're producing enough power gems. Make sure that you've got cards that can do good damage dealing. you can just use the 3 support cards with 2 cards that do massive damage. That's a good deck. That's a deck that's gonna get you through the event. That's a deck that's gonna complete the collection. I believe that's what you need. Don't go chasing after the deck. Save your dust for the next Slayer event. Try and complete your Slayer collection. Try getting 1 ultimate form for each one of them, with each one of the killer skill for your Slayer collection. And once your Slayer collection is completed, then you concentrate on your Commander collection. That's what I've been doing. It has been working. I have been using my Slayer decks to compete in the Commander event. They do work quite well, and they're effective as well. So as a free-to-play player, you have to find ways and means to actually compete within this game. So do your best and get your best result. So that's all I've got for you today. Like, subscribe, please leave a comment below. It does help. And as always, it's Zach saying peace and enjoy your event. Bye for now.